also. Please let me know that through the comments if voice, video, everything is working fine. Also, welcome to this interesting session called 40 Days to CAT. Abhi 40 days are not there, na? Anyway, I think we are still 1 minute away from our actual time. So I've just logged in to check all the technical details. So those of you who are already here, great. Just be with me. In another 1 or 2 minutes, we are going to start. And meanwhile, let me just see if some of you can let me know if everything is working fine. Also, let me know if the throw of my voice is good enough in which you are able to hear everything, plus minus, Great. A couple of people are saying hello. That's great. Very nice. Thank you so much, Mr. A, Ashwin, and Praveen Raj. Chalo, good. Isn't it interesting? So, we have met so many times earlier through our classes, through various other live sessions, through such kind of live sessions also, and time just passes. It flies actually. And those of you who have been in one of my lectures, I must have told you that you won't even realize when 1 year will go away, or when 6 months will go away, or when 4 months will go away, depending upon whichever batch you chose. Yes or no? Yeah? Did we say that? And I hope you all are realizing that now. And that's exactly what the time is like. In fact, in earlier days, time sort of did not fly. But now time is flying because we are engaged in so many things, and a lot of stuff is available around us. So it becomes our responsibility to use that judiciously, because now we are left with 36 days. The actual number is 36, I guess, that we are left with before CAT. 24th November is CAT, and I think today is 18th of October. So yes, a little less than 40, which means we have to be very cautious. So this session is going to be dedicated towards very specific ideas that you need to bear in mind, that you need to follow, so that you can score the best. Now it depends what you call as the best. For example, some of you who are currently reeling in 50 and 60 percentile, you might want to go for 85 percentile as your first leg. Great. Those of you who are reeling somewhere around 95 and are not enhancing, you have to go beyond 95 and you have to aim for 99. Perfect. So feel free to ask all your questions related to how you should prepare. Again, these specifics with respect to how to solve an RC or how to solve DILR set will not be part of this session, because that is that cannot be part of this session, right? But I'm going to tell you the sources from where you can refer to all these things. Okay. The important thing is what you should be doing in these last 35 days. So let's begin with an interesting story. And then I'm going to read your comments as well. So, in that time. So, I was, I think, in class 8th or 9th when I read this story of a guy called Varadaraj. So, Varadaraj was a very dull student. I'm sure many of you might have heard of this story. Varadaraj was a very dull student. And his teachers also were not very confident about him that he will make it to any place. And because he was so disheartened, because everybody was saying that you're stupid, you're dull, you can't do anything, you can't even understand a single question. So one day Varadaraj thought that let me bunk my school. At that time it used to be Gurukuls. So let me bunk my Gurukul and I'll probably sit somewhere. The way we generally do. Sometimes we bunk the classes for leisure purpose. Sometimes we bunk classes because we want to really understand ourselves. So maybe Varadaraj was in that second state. So he sat somewhere near, a tree, and there was a well also there. Now, of course, in those days you would want to find a... Yeah. So maybe there was a technical glitch, but I hope I'm live again. So what Varadaraj thought, I'm going to chill here. So Varadaraj was looking at people who were coming to that well. They were taking water from it. And when they were pulling the ropes to take up their balti, the rope was touching the stones. And there were rope ways, passageways that were there, that were carved in those stones. And Varadaraj got to thinking, how is this possible that a rope can actually cut the stones? And then it struck Varadaraj that it is because these ropes have been rubbing against the stones for many, many years. and doing the same thing over and over again. Eureka moment happened for Varadaraj. Varadaraj thought that it is all in practice. So Varadaraj went back to Gurukul, said sorry to his teachers that, maybe it was my fault, but I'm gonna really not let you down. And he started studying. He started working hard. He started practicing. The things that others could understand in just 1 or 2 times of practice, he could not understand that, so he practiced 10 times, 15 times. Suddenly, things started to make sense to him. His grooves in his brain became deepened. And he started to grasp things like that. And in just flick of time, he became the, scorer in his class. A great pandit, a great guru, a great, scientist. And we all know about this story. Our parents have told us this story so many times. Teachers have told us this story so many times. I also have told the similar kind of thing in class also and in other live lectures as well. It's all practice. Today, in last 40 days, my dear, you have to practice. This is not a motivation lecture. Motivation is nothing. Motivation is the stupidest thing that you can ever reach. Motivation is a going thing, coming thing, going thing, coming thing. The thing is discipline. Varadaraj did not really wait for motivation. If he had waited for motivation, maybe, he would not have become anything. He actually took the wisdom and applied that. Today I am saying this thing to you. I am giving you the wisdom. But if you do not apply, the wisdom makes no sense. In this world where so much of information is available to us, wisdom is not lagging. But the point is, we don't apply that. So when I talk about 40 days to CAT, and this is what, I have made here. The only thing that you have to do basically is practice. So let me just talk about, what do I mean by 40 days to CAT? I'll give you a quick plan and then I'll open this lecture to dealing with your questions and let's see to what extent it goes on. So let's begin. So I basically made it in this manner. Revision. You do some revision. Then you go to mocks, take the mock. Then you analyze that mock. So you will understand what are the things you need to work on again. Which means you revision, you do the revision again, and then mocks. So revision, mocks, analysis, revision, mocks, analysis, revision, mocks, analysis. Please write it down in the comment section. Everybody should write it down. Revise, mock, analysis. Let me give it, an abbreviation. RMA. Kya baat hai? RMA. Revision, mock, analysis. RMA. Wow. Now, what do I mean by that? Here are a couple of things you have to bear in mind. No new concepts. So if you are not good at PNC, I'm just taking, an example. So if you have not done PNC, मतलब किया ही नहीं कभी, don't do it. Please don't do it. If it is possible for you, if you think you can manage, at least go through the basics of it, but that's all. No need to go for the level of master classes and all that stuff. Absolutely not. You are going to waste your time. It is better that you improve upon your strengths. For example, those of you, let's say normally 8 questions are asked in quant, which are coming from arithmetic. And you are currently attempting only 4 questions. So you know that your arithmetic is currently, moderate. You are able to attempt only half the number of questions. Maybe half the topics you have not completely done, or you have done the topics but you have not really mastered them. So your step 1 has to be ensure that your arithmetic is in place. Do you all get that? Huh? Can you all give me a quick high five or a yes in the chat section? Okay. So if you understand this thing, great. But for example, if number system is something that you have not done, then don't do it. But of course, you also have to balance. For example, if you have never done arithmetic, then I will not ask you to skip it, because skipping arithmetic would mean 8 3s are 24. So somewhere around 1/3 or little more than 1/3 of the paper. Come on. If you skip arithmetic, you basically lose QA. So that's not going to happen. Clear? Perfect. Then, so one thing that I said, the very first thing I said, that do not try anything new. And strengthen your strengths. Strengthen your strengths or the moderate things. Do not try to strengthen your weaknesses. Second thing is, go through this series called SimCat Suffer. So those of you who have joined from the IMS ecosystem, you already know that in your My IMS portal, there is a series called SimCat Suffer, which is SimCat strategy. Please go through that. If you cannot go through all 5-6 videos, I want you to go through just 3 videos. One video is about how to select RCs in VA. One video is about how to select set in DILR. And third one is about how to select easy questions in QA. These videos are named as ABC approach for QA, ABC approach for DILR, ABC approach for VARC. Can you all give me a quick high five? A quick thenga? You understood that? Perfect. So this is what you have to go through. If you do not know how to select the questions that you want to do, you will never be able to test that in your SimCats. SimCats means mocks. Those of you who are from outside of IMS ecosystem, when I say SimCat, I mean mocks. So when you do this, then you will be able to test that in your mocks. When you test that, then you will fail or you will pass, but you will at least know what went wrong. So you will take another mock and then you will improve upon your strategy. But if you don't know how to select question set or RCs, then you are just shooting in the dark, which is basically a good thing to do for those people who really want to give their seats to someone else, which I'm sure nobody would want. Okay? So here are some props that are here to help me. This is called a brush. So let's brush up our skills. Brush up. I'm not asking you to make new skills. Brush up. Brush up is an important thing. Okay? When you are brushing things up, then you have to throw light on things which are important. You cannot do a new stuff. Is that clear? Bahut badhiya. So that is called your revision, mock, analysis and revision. Chalo. Now let's talk about specific sections. QA, DILR and VARC, how to deal with these sections. So again, let's talk about an aim. See, if you are getting 50-60 percentile right now, suddenly if you think that in a flick of time I'll be able to get 99 percentile, let me be very straightforward, it's not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. For few of you it might still happen if you really work hard. I'm not denying that fact, but this session is not about pitching any product of IMS. So I will not really be saying that do this thing in 40 days and get 99.99 percentile. Dude, if that had been possible, IMS would not have hired me for a full-time job. In fact, IMS would not have hired any of us for full-time job. We would have only opened the crash courses. So please stay away from all those videos, all those places, all those links that promise you moon. Please. But you can always target a valid aim. For example, if you are reeling somewhere around 50, 60, 70, your first aim should be 85 percentile, which is the general cutoff. Sometimes it is more than that as well, but first aim should be 85 percentile. If you are already somewhere around 85, then your next aim should be 90 to 95. If you have already crossed 90 or you are somewhere around 95, 93, 94 and so on, and they are not able to improve, then your next target should be more than 95, around 99. Please ensure this thing. Okay? Don't fall for the false laddus. Oh, ajo. 30 days, take my course and get this thing, get 99 percentile. You can do that. It will pay them. So how to do that? Let's start with QA. 85% percentile in QA means 5 to 6 questions correctly. That's all. Sometimes 4 to 5 also, sometimes 5 to 6. That's all. So if you want to really get 85 percentile and I'm aiming for 6 questions, then 6 are 36, somewhere around 6 minutes, more than 6 minutes per question you are getting in QA. Even if you don't know formulas of certain things, but you know the basic logic of how to solve mathematics and you use the calculator over there, without even looking at the time, the clock that is going on, you will still be able to get 85 percentile provided some of your concepts are strong. In this case, I say master arithmetic, and that should be enough. Mastering arithmetic would mean go back to your lectures, do the things which are important in terms of your practice, do the AI based questions that we have a lot, and that's all. And again, your time should be divided between say 30 and 70 sorts. 30% to revision of the concepts, 70% is for the practice. Practice is important. ऐसा नहीं है that you are doing just the concept, you are repeating the classes thoroughly and not doing anything. नहीं, don't do that. So just the arithmetic will ensure that you are at least able to attempt 5-6 questions. 85 percentile is done. In case of DILR, one set. I can guarantee you that there will be at least one set which will be easy as compared to others, which means doable. But doable means that you should be able to identify that. SimCAT Suffer is going to help you understand how to identify the first doable set. Do 5 to 6 LRDI sets every day. Source will be previous year papers, at least from 2017 till now. SimCATs, both proctored and take home. This constitutes somewhere around 55 to 60 tests. Let's say 60. 4 set in every test, 6 4s are 24. So we are more or less aiming for 250 LRDI sets for practice before our CAT exam. If you do that generously, thoroughly, there is no way that you cannot attempt at least one set. You will be able to attempt 2 also, which means 95 percentile and more in case of DILR. But one set you will definitely be able to attempt, but practice is needed. In case of RC, somewhere around 7 to 8 questions you would need. 7 to 8 questions can come from 2 RCs and maybe 2 to 3 VA questions. 2 RCs will give you 8 questions to deal with. Maybe you can do 5 questions out of that and maybe 3 questions from verbal or 4 questions from verbal, and you are sorted. Which means even if you give 13 minutes to each of the 2 RCs and maybe around 7 to 8 minutes to the other questions, then you are still left with a couple of minutes to decide what 2 RCs you want to do. This concludes your 85 percentile target. Try that in your take home and your proctored mock tests. If you are joining from outside of IMS ecosystem, whatever mock series you have taken, just the same thing will be applicable. It's just that whatever you call your mocks. Second aim is 90 percentile. 90 percentile means in QA, arithmetic plus algebra. You have to master them. Acha, when I say mastering, I mean that you have to do some of the high level questions also. In IMS, we call them master classes. You already have them. Yes? Bahut badhiya. But arithmetic plus algebra, 2 topics are important. These 2 topics will somewhere be around 7, 8, 10, 12. Somewhere around 12 questions, which is halfway mark. If you do these things with say a 90% accuracy, which is possible in QA, sorted. Okay? 90 percentile is done. Crossing the 90 percentile is done. In case of DILR, yes, 2 sets we have to do, and 2 sets will actually not take you to 90 percentile, they will take you to 95 percentile. If the DILR section is really tough, then 2 sets can also take you to 99 percentile. So that's why I'm just saying 95 percentile, because more or less this will be the case. So we have not seen easy DILR section in many years in CAT now, and I don't think they are going to give any easy DILR section this time also. DILR section should not be easy because it's a puzzle, yaar. You have to spend some time. When you do that, you solve all 5 questions. Khatam. It's only about selecting 2 sets. There will be definitely 2 sets which will be difficult. If you are not able to try any of them, cool. If you do 2, that's also fine. हो गया 95 to 99 for DILR and 95 for above 90 for QA. What about VARC? In that case, if you want to go beyond 90 percentile, you have to do 3 RCs and a couple of VA questions. 3 RCs means 12 questions, and out of 12 questions, let's say even if you are able to do 9, so 9 questions from that and maybe 4 questions from VA, so around 13 questions. Even if you get 10 to 11 questions correct, you cross 90 percentile. हो गया. See, what I'm talking about is strategy, nothing else. When you are taking the exam, you should be so serious. Acha, haan, this is what I have to do. I don't have to over attempt. So if I have 40 minutes and I have already decided that I am going to attempt only 12 questions, you should know from where those 12 questions will come. It's not like, okay, after 30 minutes, 12 questions are done. Oh, I'm left with 10 minutes. Let me do 5 more questions. Pagal hai kya? Doesn't happen that way. Okay? It's only about, you have to dedicate enough time to all these questions. It's about accuracy. Once you reach that spot, then you improve upon that. Now, how will you improve upon that? Similar to LRDI, you also have to do 5 to 6 RCs every day for VARC preparation. If you do not master RCs, you cannot crack VARC. Let me be very straightforward. I generally say that whatever strategy you want to employ, whether you want to start with RC or you want to start with VA, everything is fine. But if I have to push, I always say start with RC. And reason is very simple. When you devote some time to reading and understanding RC, you do 4 questions. And when you start with an RC, then you know that you are aiming for a 66% portion of the paper. RCs are going to help you cross the percentile, even the cutoff percentile. Number of VA questions are not even enough which can help you cross the percentile, the cutoff. VA questions are always there to enhance your percentile. You know, it's like you have an ice cream ke upar you put some sprinklers, that is VA. It makes your ice cream tasty. But sirf sprinklers khaoge kya? We can't just eat sprinklers. Got it? Chalo. So that is what you have to do. Again, in this case, if you are aiming for 90 percentile or more, masterclass questions are very important. But yes, first you got to ensure that none of the RCs and none of the LRDI sets mentioned in previous 6 years of CAT papers and your take home and proctored mocks should be untouched. You should do all of them. Then additional masterclass questions. Again, I'm aiming for around what? 250 RCs? Perfectly all right. Now at this stage, I would want everybody to not devote time to reading. If you can find time comfortably, then it is a good idea. But if you are thinking that reading is taking away your time and you are kind of behind, please don't spend time on reading at this stage. Reading of articles and all. Just practice, which is opposite to what I said a couple of weeks and months ago. So see, it is all dependent on time. Then, if I am aiming for 95 percentile and above, 95 percentile means arithmetic, algebra and geometry, all 3. Plus master classes for these. 95 percentile and above means everything. But I would urge you that those of you are aiming for more than 90 percentile, please at least go through the basics of all the topics. Sometimes very easy questions can come from number system, modern math or geometry. Even if you are able to attempt even one such question, just because you covered the basic and not the high level questions of master classes, great na? You get 3 marks. Who is stopping you? Huh? So please don't leave anything. But till 85 percentile, please do not invest your energies to anything else. Okay? Be very focused. Very focused. No need to look up to others. Arey yaar, uska to ho gaya. So, you want 85 percentile, you want to do arithmetic. You want 90 percentile, arithmetic plus algebra. You want to go beyond that, now you have to start doing others in basics as well as some of these things in advanced level. And if in DILR you want to go up to 99 or beyond that, then 3 LRDI sets are important. 4 nobody will be able to do or very few people will be able to do. Doesn't really matter. 3 sets. But even if you are able to master 2 sets, perfect. Now what happens in VARC? For VARC you will have to attempt all 4 RCs and some of the VA questions. Now when I say all 4 RCs, it means 16 questions, but you are not attempting 16 questions, beta. Let's say you are attempting only 12 questions. Maybe you are leaving on an average 1 question per RC. You might not be sure about every single question. In some RC you would be able to do all 4, in some RC you won't be able to do maybe more than 2. So 12 questions will come from there, and maybe 6 to 7 questions could come from the VA portion, which will take you to somewhere around 18, 19 questions. Perfect. At the accuracy of 80%, you reach the level of 99 percentile. Khatam. But you got to practice that. Now, how will you practice it? Mocks. No other way. How often should you take mocks? Every second or third day, depending upon where you are standing. So if you are way behind, every third day, because you need time also in between to work on that. If you are quite okay, 90 percentile or so and above, every second day. But when you take it every second day, then do it initially, a lot of them, then maybe slow down a bit, maybe after 10 days, then fast it, make it a bit more swifter, again take every second day, and then slow it down. Ensure that you do not take any mock after 18th of November. 18th of November. 24th you have the exam. 5 to 6 days before your exam, no mocks. Only revision of a couple of formulas, regular LRDI and RC practice. Bas, that's all. Okay. So this was about revision, mock and analysis, which is the academic part. Now, what are the non-academic things that you have to be aware of? Mind management. I've talked about this thing at length. But mind management is actually becoming more important nowadays. So many mentor sessions that I took in last 5 days. Everybody more or less has said that I get panicky when I start attempting my proctored mock. But I am not panicky when I am doing the take-home mock or when I am doing the sectionals. That panicky situation you have to reduce. The way to do that is use breath work. There are various pranayams. I generally say Anulom Vilom pranayam is really interesting, which helps you calm your nerves down. There are some breathing patterns also that I've talked about in a couple of shorts and Instagram videos of IMS, so you can check that out. Otherwise, normal rhythmic breathing, then breathing in from your nose, and whatever time you are taking to breathe that in, the same time you should be spending to breathe it out with your eyes closed. Do that for around 50 times or so, and then keep your eyes closed for another 5-6 minutes. It will calm your nerves down. Do that every day, and definitely before you start your mock and even your final exam will really help you. See your performance take a jump. And if you are not exercising daily, it is a crime. You have to exercise. You have to burn yourself out a bit. Okay, so that your lethargy goes away. Restlessness also goes away. I do not have time right now to talk about the Ayurvedic implications of it. So let's not go into the Ayurvedic science of it. But please take my word for it. If you are not doing all these things, then you will succumb to falling ill, which is bad. You should not. Okay? So you cannot fall ill. I've actually written that, so no falling ill. Bimar nahi hona. Right? So no thanda water, no. So basically it's a choice. This is a good thing. This is not. So what will you choose? Your mind will say, but your brain should say this, and your brain should win. Is that clear? What is this? Can you all tell me what this is? This is called apple. Apple. Apple is a very good thing. It helps your concentration levels. It reduces your acidity. It keeps the doctors away. And it also tells you that you are eating healthy. Namkeen nahi, chips nahi, Coke nahi. So, yeah. And it has to be only mock bound preparation. Now, how will you do that? The last thing that I would like to discuss before taking your questions. Please make a schedule. Now, I have told you what to do. So, you should know what you want to achieve every week. Whatever you want to achieve in every week, maybe you would want to take 3 mocks. And at the rate of 6 RC and 6 LRDI sets, then 7 6 are 42. So 42 of these each. Plus, you will be doing the questions of your QA topics. So maybe, if you find out 5 topics that you want to cover in a week, so 50 questions each, so 250 questions for that. So now you know the content that you have to cover in a week. Now you divide that over 7 days. Now within every day, you divide every hour to it. Please don't be a night owl anymore. Powered by caffeine. I am a night owl. I perform my best at night. अरे निशाचर है क्या? Are you a निशाचर? Neither God created us in that manner, nor our ancestors did that for thousands of years. Sun rises every day to give you energy, but you don't want that. Carbon dioxide level is at the highest in the night, but you want to perform your level best in it after slogging through the day. क्या है ये? What the hell is that? Please stop kidding yourself. Health is in your hands. If you are a night owl, you perform the best in the night, change that habit. If your admit card comes which tells you that you have the first slot, मर जाओगे तुम. Okay? And CAT happens through the day, not in the night. So when I'll talk about I'll take another live session when the admit cards are out. What are the things you need to do now? Still, in that case also, I will tell you what your daily, waking up and, following up pattern would be. None of that will include how to do things in night. Night is for sleeping. Please do that. Then, no random stuff, no browsing through various other useless posts everywhere on Instagram, reading blogs, asking people what they are doing, jealousy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what if I do not make it to CAT? You can always go to the idea of disappointment after CAT. But before that, there is no need to be disappointed. है ना? And please don't shoot your bolt. If you think you are taking mocks too much, and if it is taking a toll on your performance, pause for 2-3 days. Then you start it again. Okay? So absolute discipline is what you need to have. Now, that is what the 40 days to CAT plan is about. Revision, mocks, analysis, revision. I hope that is clear. Now I'm going to take your questions. Very interesting set of questions I was reading. So those of you who do not have any questions, I would still say stay here for a moment. Maybe you would get something interesting here because this is a desperate time. I have decent accuracy, but my attempts in VRC are not able to go above 14 to 16 attempts. If you have decent accuracy, then it is fine, but maybe you can try for 2 more attempts, either through an RC or through 2 VA questions. But you can try that when you practice the RCs in a timed manner. I've already told you that RCs must be practiced and performed through the 5-pause approach. Okay? Which means you summarize the passage, you read the question, think about the answer before reading the option, and then read the option and decide whether you want to keep it or not. We have a separate video on that as part of our 50-day countdown to CAT, which is happening on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Wish you had taught in Mumbai. Know you since my IP mat days. Great, yaar. I mean, Mumbai has, more interesting teachers, so that's okay. VRC and LRDI taught in W14 group, is that enough for NMAT and SNAP exams? Yes, it is enough, but VARC, those of you who are thinking about ADMAT exams, thank you so much for reminding that, Nishtha. ADMAT exams, which means non-CAT exams. Let me just give my 2 minutes on that also. Most of you must have picked your NMAT date in December. SNAP is also happening in December. CAT is happening in November. Now, 24th November CAT happens, and then you are not left with more than 15 days to get to your next exam, depending upon what slot you have picked. So you cannot prepare for additional things in those 15 days if I talk about NMAT and SNAP, which means you have to prepare for the additional things right now. Whatever has been taught to you as far as CAT is concerned is absolutely fine for NMAT and SNAP preparation, but there is one more thing that you have to do. What is that one more thing? You must have received a book called Module 5. In Module 5, we have talked about critical reasoning ke certain aspects like assumption, and then syllogism, argument, strong argument, weak argument kind of things. Please go through that. The videos and the respective class and practice exercises along with video solutions of that are available on your My IMS portal. Every week, find out 1 to 2 days for it, not the entire day. 3 to 4 hours per day would be enough. Only 2 such days are needed to complete your 5th module, which is very easy to manage with your CAT preparation. Plus, it gives you something to break the monotony. Second thing that you have to do is attempt one mock, ADMAT mock, either SNAP or NMAT. If you can do both, great. But either SNAP or NMAT mock every week. So we have 35 days, which means 7 5s are 35. So 5 weeks, you would be able to attempt 5 mocks. I say that 5 to 7 mocks are needed for every single non-CAT exam that you want to take minimum. So if you do 3 mocks each right now, minimum, then you would be able to do 3 more mocks after your CAT exam minimum, which will put you in a great stead to attempt your SNAP and NMAT at the optimum performance. But if you are not doing anything right now as far as preparation and mocks are concerned, then it will be very challenging for you to deal with it. Is that clear to everybody? So thank you so much, Nishtha, for asking this question. Please tell me the CAT cutoff for females in IMT Ghazi. You can Google that, but ask a guru what Google cannot tell you. I am constantly scoring 80 percentile in mocks. What can I expect from CAT? If you're constantly scoring 80 percentile and above, 80 percentile, then you can go beyond 90, 95 as well. Just follow what we have discussed. So I'll be intentionally leaving those questions whose answer I've already provided as part of my monologue. Sir, for LRDI may CAT PYQ IMS mocks LRDI is more than enough now to revise, or should I do something extra? Nothing extra is needed. IMS material is enough. Material is enough. Previous year papers are enough. That's all. Why would we give you anything less if we wanted you to do extra? Quant is a nightmare for me. I am a non-engineer. So what? अरे arithmetic तो master कर लेगा. One topic you can still master. Quant is not difficult. I also never liked mathematics, but when I had to crack CAT, I had to love it, na? So I practiced a lot. I became Vardharaj. You also should do that. It is not even possible that you practice and you can't get the score. Matlab, it's like I am trying to learn, how to make aloo ki sabzi. I've tried that 100 times, but I still can't do that. ऐसे होता है क्या? Does it happen that way? No. भाई लोगों ये lecture pre-recorded है क्या या it is actually live? It is live, but I think I should stop repeating my shirts then. I bought a new spectacle also, yaar, and the other one there is a big hexagonal one, like a party spectacle. How to get in DLR 70 percentile or above? One set. We have done that. Very good. Should I start with new topics right now? No. Please tell me the important topics of arithmetic, algebra, geometry. See, that's quite a lengthy discussion. So you can just connect with your mentor, specific subject mentor to get that. But normally in arithmetic, I would not leave any topic. In geometry, I can say that maybe, if you are not comfortable with circles, you can omit that. Some people are not comfortable with coordinate geometry. That is also good to omit. Triangles, something you should definitely do. So yeah. Sir, I badly need your help. I hope I was able to help. But if you need more help, you can let me know. Sir, अभी arithmetic complete नहीं हो जाएगी? करो. I started my preparation, given 3 mocks, scored 17 marks. How should I further plan my preparation? That's okay, we discussed that. Perfect. Maximum number of mocks you suggest we should sit for in a week. Not more than 3. Not more than 3. Those of you who are thinking, I am gonna take mock every day. Analysis कब करोगे? How will you work on that? Okay. How to improve LRDI? I am not even able to solve even one set. If The basic is an issue. Go back to your classes, solve the class level questions sets first. Then you do the mock level questions. But when you are solving LRDI, give yourself 20 to 25 minutes before giving up on a set. Then you look at the solution. And then you try that again after 2-3 hours. That's how you will be able to do it. Is it possible to score 95%? Of course it is possible. Depends on how you work. As I told earlier that this session is not about pushing any of the IMS products. Ki haan, currently you are doing 30 percentile, do this thing and you will get 99 percentile. ना, ऐसा होता ही नहीं है. ठीक है? So where you are standing right now, how much you are willing to, give yourself to the practice and preparation, you can definitely score that. And scoring 99 percentile requires 50% of your correct attempts. So 95 would require even less. 90 would require even less. 85 really requires less. So what should I study in GK? Because GK is not part of any exam significantly. So whatever GK is available on your MyIMS portal, that should be enough. Or else you can just regularly read editorial section and that should be enough. But don't spend a lot of time on GK. If it becomes an impediment in your preparation otherwise, then if you have to decide, then skip GK. Otherwise, spend little time. Your leisure time would be enough. I'm not feeling confident. My score is not good. Should I go for SNAP or CAT 2025? You have already filled CAT 2024 form. At least try what I have said. If you are already thinking about CAT 2025, which means you are in that position where you are not feeling risky. It's cool, na? With free mind, take your exam. Who knows that you get a good, decent score and you get into a good B school. Just do what I'm saying right now. How to pick right RCs? Go to the SimCAT Suffer series that I talked about. It will help you. I'm scoring this. How should I go about in my VRC preparation? We discussed that. How to remain calm during VRC section initially. I always start my exam, even the final CAT exam that I take, with Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, which is also known as Anulom Vilom Pranayam, followed by 10 minutes of keeping my eyes closed. I do exercise daily. Meditation and rhythmic breathing is part of my daily schedule, and that is all I can tell you. You cannot handle mind at the level of mind. If you tell your mind, "Arey maan jana, please don't go here and there, please don't be anxious," mind will not understand that. So you have to take the help of breath. The science is also very simple. When you are anxious, then your breath pattern changes. When you are sad, your breath pattern changes. When you are calm, your breath pattern changes. So if you deliberately change your breath pattern, automatically the impact is also reversed. It's a causation correlation kind of a thing. Which is the best IIM and very cheap IIM? The best IIM is my college, because I have to be biased. I love my college. But that is not the cheap IIM. In fact, that is the costliest IIM. So IIM Calcutta is the costliest IIM. But I mean, you will be able to get good package, so why bother? ये क्या होता है? What is the best IIM? ठीक है, सारे अच्छे हैं. हाँ, of course, you always want to go for the top 3 or top 4 or top 6 or top 10. अर्थमेटिक क्वेश्चंस की लेंथ देखकर डिफिकल्ट लगता है, क्या करूँ? लेंथ मत देखो. Practice a lot of such questions so that you can understand the question. Deciding the ABC of a question on the basis of length is the worst thing that we can do. We have to attempt few VA questions or all. Never attempt all. Few. Just join what is the ice cream in the example. You can just go back to the live stream later on. My marks in mock is approximately 90 percentile. How much can I expect in CAT? In your MyIMS, there is a CAT percentile predictor which is given. That will give you a very close prediction. And of course, later when you will take CAT, you will also be able to submit your responses from the response sheet, which will help us identify the closest percentile later on. 85 percentile to IMS mocks to 99 percentile. Is that possible? Yes, possible. It will require a lot of effort. But it should be possible. Okay? But at least start with going for 90 to 95. Okay? Why should I discourage you? What is the... अच्छा ये हो गया. Sir, full length mocks or sectional? Sectional you should only take if you are not confident about a section and you are scoring very low. Once you then do a 3-4 sectionals, then you should stop doing that and focus on full length mocks. See, I can't ever say this thing that if you do not have enough time to take mocks, then you should go for sectionals. If you don't have time right now, why are you even attempting CAT? है ना? Last 7 days, no mocks, guys, okay. हाँ. 7-6 days, no mocks. This is my recommendation. If you want to take, people have taken mock 2 days before also, 1 day before also. Most of them have really gotten miserable after that, because then we start to think, acha, this is my actual reflection. So if we do not get a good score, then suddenly we feel bad. CAT is not that kind of exam where you can sit outside of the examination all cramming the formulas. If you are doing that, so look around the people, look around, so many people are there who are doing this thing. Guarantee दे रहा हूँ मैं तुमको, those people who would be studying formulas, cramming formulas 5, 10, 15, half an hour before the CAT exam, none of them is going to make it. CAT is not that kind of thing. You should be so calm. I also did that once. I did not make it. Next time when I went more prepared, I was so calm. देख लेंगे यार. I was just looking around. People were ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. And then I went there inside, took the exam, came out. I was chill, relaxed. कि हाँ, you know it, कि हो गया, right? Then if the score is fluctuating mostly because of VRC, work on your RCs. As a repeater, night owl, that's the best advice one can give you. I didn't really get your question or the comment. I don't know whether you are saying that my advice is nice or you are saying that being a night owl is nice. So I don't know. 7 to 8 hours I am taking to analyze mocks. Great. You don't have to reduce time. It is required. It is needed. 4 to 6 hours anyway is there, and you will be able to see the benefits also. I am not able to score above 30% in mocks. Percentile, what to do? I just told you X number of questions in each of the sections, so you have to master specific topics and then you can do that. IMS material, how can I get? I am a non-IMS student. You can just enroll for some sort of a test series and you will be able to get the material on that. I am getting 85 to 97 percentile in IMS mocks. What can I do to strengthen this, and what range can I expect in actual CAT? Actual CAT you will be able to see in the predictor, but 85 to 97 is slight fluctuation. So it simply means that when you are getting 97 percentile, you are more focused. When you are getting 85 percentile, you are taking more risks. So adopt the strategy that you are adopting when you are scoring 97 percentile. It is my hunch that maybe you are over attempting when you are getting 85 percentile, because if 97 to 85 is your range, then it happens generally because you get more negatives. Don't do that. If it is something else, please educate me. I am filling ZAT form. I had CBSE in 10th. Acha. ZAT is allowing me to enter either percentage or CGPA. I don't understand. What should I do? You have CGPA mark sheet and percentage mark. If you have both the mark sheets, then fill the one where it has more score. ठीक है ना? Aren't IMS quant little easy as compared to CAT 2023 quant? No, we have ensured that easy, medium, difficult, all types of questions are there in all your mocks. So we have to give the flavor of everything. If we keep on giving the difficult ones, then it will become very discouraging for others. Who knew that quant will come very difficult last time, right? And who knows whether it will be same level of difficulty or not. So we have to balance everything out, and that's why there are 40 mocks. How to do 3 RCs from 2? Practice in a timed manner. Use countdown timer and then you practice that. Yeah, take sectionals. It's gonna help you in this case. Those of you are asking about the actual score in the CAT exam, percentile predictor will help you. That is there in all the proctored. Will there be a doable set with moderate level difficulty in LRDI CAT 22? Of course, there will be at least one such set. वो doable आपके लिए क्या है? You got to see that ना. How doable things are for you. So you got to practice. देखो, if you don't practice, things are not gonna move. You can't just go through SimCAT Suffer and think that I'll start attempting in a great fashion. Nah. SimCAT Suffer is a strategy technique. But if you can't even understand what this LRDI set is talking about, whatever strategy I tell you or anybody tell you will make no sense. Okay. Any fond memories from Mohan the IMC? So you know a lot about IMC. A lot of fond memories. You know, nice guy. Would not really give you a lot of footage even if you're CEO of a company and you go there. Would still, you know, give the preference to those people who are already there in the line. Nice guy. I really want to get into IIM Bangalore. I don't have any work experience. That's okay. See, of course. So I'll be launching the videos on the selection criteria for all the top IIMs. So don't worry about that. You can see what sort of chance you stand. But don't worry about that as such. See, even I did not get a call from A and B. A I never wanted. B and C I was okay with. B I didn't get a call because they are academically more high and my academics were slightly more balanced that way. But I had good work experience, so I got a call from C and I converted it. That was my best call. So it's about getting into a good B school, you know, taking the training from there and really doing whatever you want to. Then no, that's quite a lot of chats. So I'm just scrolling it because I am just reading that quickly. If there are any questions that I have not taken up in some way or the other. My score, how to make VARC my strength. Practice RCs daily. I'm pretty good in LRDI and Quant but not in VRC. So if I can get 99 percentile in both sections, how many questions should I attempt to get VRC? And overall 99.95 depends on how many people have scored what. But generally, I would say that if your strength is not VRC, then try to clear the cutoff in every section. Cutoff generally is 85, but I say that you should go for a 90 percentile cutoff because top IIMs require that. And 90% would definitely need 10 to 12 questions, which you can easily manage. Right? Apt strategy to go beyond 96 percentile if I'm already scoring in early 90s. Apt strategy to go beyond 95 percentile will be to improve incrementally. You will be able to improve one more question in each section, then maybe one more question in each section. You will not be able to make a significant jump. You also will have to reduce your number of negatives. That's all. Just see wherever your issue is lying. That's all. But 1 or 2 questions should be enough. So 1 or 2 questions in each section would take you to 6 questions overall. That's good. Not getting confidence while marking questions in RC. Go back to the 5 pause approach discussed in VA 1.3. You will get confidence and practice it with that. Best college for MBA in healthcare management with good placement records. Not the session to discuss that. We'll talk about that later. But you know, I'll probably make another video on that. Great. Is there any major difference between content between SimCAT and take homes? No. In fact, take home SimCATs are also the proctored SimCATs of the previous years. Sometimes you feel take home SimCATs as easy because you are not in a very tensed frame of mind कि हाँ take home ही तो है. ठीक है, but otherwise there is no issue in the difficulty level. Don't worry about that. I suffer a lot in VRC. What should I do to get 90 percentile? We discussed that. Na? Number of set questions. You have to practice RC a lot. Can I crack CAT if I start studying 3 hours? No, it's not about hours. You can still crack CAT. I don't know at what level you are right now, but cracking CAT would mean at least start with 85 percentile, which means clearing the overall cutoff and sectional cutoff. That is called cracking CAT. Now it depends on which college you want to go for. So 85 percentile should not be a problem if you do the things that I've talked about. currently practicing 4 RCs a day. Should I increase to make it a strength? If you have time, go for 5 to 6 RCs. My mock scores are fluctuating, best being 103, lowest being 38. So is it a big fluctuation? It is a big fluctuation, but I don't know how many mocks you have taken. If in most of the cases it is somewhere around 190, then it's okay. But if it is 130, 140, 100, so and so, then it's a big problem. Now you have to see on what basis you are doing this blunder. Whatever thing you are doing for 103, you have to do the same thing for the rest of it as well. There is a good chance that you are not confident about some questions and you are still marking them anyway. You should not do that. You should see, this is a wrong thing. Open your analytics, please. This is for everybody. When you do the analysis, check the thing called Topper's p-value. A p-value more than 70 means question is easy. P-value less than 30 means question is difficult. More than 70 p-value wala question you must not leave. Less than 30 p-value question you should never attempt. And that's how you will be able to improve upon your question selection. If I read the whole passage and still not sure about the passage, should I move to next RC? Please go through SimCAT Suffer. You are not required to read the entire passage to decide which RC you want to attempt. Just first paragraph is enough. Perfect. So yeah, so the rest of the questions are repetitive in nature, and more or less this is what we have talked about. So those of you who joined midway or later on, I would recommend that let this video be processed and uploaded. Please go through the initial portion, initial 20-25 minutes of this video. You will get all your answers related to whatever you are saying, and that's all, right? So I wish you all the very best. We of course are close to our closing time. But don't worry, we'll keep on meeting through other live sessions. I'm hoping that next live session probably I'll plan somewhere around the launch of admit cards. So we'll once again catch up during then, and then one more live session we'll be doing before a week or so before the CAT exam. If I can do a bit of more, I'll try that, but this is definitely something that's going to happen. I wish you all the very best. Just to summarize, revise and mock bound preparation is what you have to do. Take care of your body and mind. And that's all. Perfect. And those of you for whom I was not able to answer some questions, please forgive me, because not all questions can be answered in the live session, but I'll go through them and I'll see if I can just reply that as part of comments, or maybe in some other session. You can always again reach out to us through various other channels, IG and all that stuff, All right. All the very best. See you soon, and keep preparing. Bye-bye.